Atalanta 2, Manchester United 2. I feel like I do this almost every game because one, it's how I am as a person, but two, I think it's important to do it because there's so much to talk about. Separate the positives and the negatives. Let's just get the positives out of the way. Cristiano Ronaldo is doing what Cristiano Ronaldo does, and that's come through clutch and is single-handedly at the moment, along with Bruno, just barely keeping us afloat. Two fantastic goals. The second one, unbelievable. And for the second game against Atalanta, he's just come through in the big moments to get us the draw. And a big point as well in the context of the group, because of whatever's going on. We need to get out of this group. We need to get out of this group. Forget the manager situation. Forget what I'm about to talk about for now while I'm saying this. It's important to remember that we are very, very lucky to have Cristiano Ronaldo back at the football club. For this reason, you know, it went from he can only score tap-ins or he can't do nothing and he's this, he's that. He won't cut it in the Prem, and yeah, Harry Kane's who you really want to sign. All the pundits were saying, listen, Ronaldo is coming through clutch. That's the Ronaldo praise done and dusted. And the other positive is we didn't lose, obviously. To get a draw from two losing positions is fortunate and is down to Cristiano Ronaldo and Bruno. And Mason Greenwood as well, with a nice setup as well for Ronaldo for second goal. But in the context of the group, that was massive because we'd got the back-to-back home wins, which we know the nature and manner of those. But you need to go nick something away from home. And we knew it would be tough against Atalanta, and they proved it, and they probably they should have seen it out. They should have won the game. But they didn't, due to us having the goat. It's as simple as that. Now let's get into it. The performance was shocking. The performance was no better or worse, again, than what we've been doing. We're supposed to be more solid, more organised, more difficult to play through in this back five. And I said it after the Spurs game, and a lot of you guys did say it, so it's not my claim to, I told you so. I hate doing all that. But we all said it as a collective. Do not get carried away from what we saw against a bang average, horrendous Spurs side, because tougher tests are to come. This was another get out of jail FC. This was another Ronaldo save us. This was another moments. This was another individual brilliance. That's all this was. Defensively, absolutely awful. Varane goes down injured. KG touched on it. The first hint we get at moving away from the back five, Ollie does it. Ollie does it straight away. Now, you could argue that the back five actually wasn't working. And let me touch on that. At the beginning in the back five, Marcus Rashford's playing as like a left winger, miles apart from Ronaldo. Have we not just worked on this against Spurs? With Ronaldo and Cavani very close together. Jamie Carragher done a brilliant analysis on us on Monday Night Football last night, talking about 6 players within like a 12-by-12 or a 6-by-6, whatever you want to call it. Intense, hunting in packs. None of that today. Gaping holes through the midfield. In terms of individuals looking after their own performance, Paul Pogba, horrendous today. Kept giving the ball away. Got hooked, rightly so, for Matic. McTominay, horrendous today. Wasn't very good at all. He'll know that. Didn't have a good game at all. Kept giving the ball away. Defensively, just shaky. But as soon as Varane went off, and then obviously he went to the fore, and it was Maguire and Bailly. Just no communication. Divan was just giving us the absolute runaround, and Atalanta were just in absolute cruise control. They dominated the ball. Every time they went forward, they looked dangerous. We couldn't string passes together. And after getting back into the game after, just before half time with individual brilliance, you're thinking, second half FC, we're going to get a bounce. Even worse in the second half. And the second goal that they score just epitomises just how poor we actually are. We are getting away with it time and time and time again. And I don't want to take it back to Antonio Conte and start saying this is why we should have got him in that, because it is done now. We didn't go for him. He's not our manager. They never wanted him. But let's talk about what we do have and who is our manager and what the future looks like. We've got to just continue to just expect this. Expect this. I was fuming when it was happening. And it's hard because we're emotionally invested as fans, and you're pissed off when you see these goals go in. You're annoyed when you keep seeing the lack of system, no matter whether we play 4-2-3-1 and we're open as hell, whether we play 5 at the back. And Cam said it on one of the fan views as well. And it's very, very true. You can play the 5 at the back, against a poor shit Spurs side. But what happens when you play against a half-decent side who are going to press you? You haven't got those space in tight areas and you're camped in it as a back five. What happens as well when you go 1-0 down? When you go 1-0 down in that formation? Because it wasn't working. If that injury didn't happen to Rafael Varane, Oli would have just continued to persist with that at least till half-time. The injury forced him into making that change, but also forced him into completely aborting the system that I think we should actually be playing at the moment anyway, because then we reverted straight back to a system where we haven't got a clue how to play it. 4-2-3-1, open as hell. So I struggle to see the direction. Against City, we have to play a back five. We have to go back to it. We can't just go back to a 4-2-3-1, bang McTominay and Fred back in there against City and act like tonight wasn't a lucky escape and act like Spurs wasn't the right way to go forward, even though it was against a poor Spurs side. And then before that, it was back to Liverpool where we were playing shit. Then before that, it was Leicester, you know? Then before that, it was luckily winning against Atalanta when they were 2-0 at half-time. The proof's in the pudding. We tried to go back to 4-2-3-1 after 2 games. We'll be in massive trouble against City. There's no plan. And I keep saying it, I'm not even mad at Oli. He shouldn't be there. He shouldn't be there, you know? But the fact that he is, you've got to respect that. He's our manager. But it's just frustrating because we're not going to see anything different. We're not going to see anything different from what we're seeing, which is a lack of organisation, a lack of team chemistry, but being pulled out of sticky situations by moments of individual brilliance. Sometimes the individual brilliance will get us a draw like tonight. Sometimes it won't happen and we'll lose. Other times it will make us win. But essentially, you know, I know this is a Champions League game, but you have to look at the entirety of the season. It's a scrap for fourth with what we're doing. It is. And if Conte gets his money in January and starts getting Tottenham just being organised, it's already another manager in the league that Oli needs to be better than, that he isn't. That's 4 top-class managers in and around that area. I don't think Conte is going to win the league at Spurs and make them, amazing and work miracles, but he's definitely going to make them better than what they are. And as for the other teams like Arsenal and and West Ham and the likes of Spurs, when they get their act together, they're looking to hunt blood for us because we're the weak link out of that so-called top 4. City, Liverpool and Chelsea are super strong. You should imagine that they will be there. And I think what will happen is we'll just keep ticking over. That's another FC that we are, ticking over FC. We'll just stay as we are and just kind of just trickle through games and trickle through a few results. And, you know, I think what might happen is we might not be horrendous enough to be like 6th and stuff like that. But I can't see us getting higher than 4th. I can't. And where is the club? Where are we? Where are we going? Where are we going? Because I tell you what, we all said at that Spurs game, that was almost a bye. That was almost a bye to the next round of the cup when the other team don't show up, because they're horrendous. We couldn't take too much from that. Yes, we did a professional job, but you could see in the first 15 minutes of that game, it was just so disjointed. It was so disjointed. It doesn't matter who comes on, who plays in what position. It's just so disjointed. Harry Maguire right now, I don't know what's happening with him at the moment. He's just playing so bad. He looks short of confidence, no leadership, no understanding, not good enough on the ball, not good enough in understanding and anticipation. Luke Shaw just looks a shell of himself at the moment. Like I said already, Paul Pogba, horrendous today. Bruno has to just pull things out of his arse. And that's why I do agree with KG with that. He has to be on the pitch. In this squad, under this manager, Bruno's got to play all the flipping time. Take Bruno out of the squad and Ronaldo, what the hell have we got? What have we got? And I feel that, like, that sounds disrespectful to the other young players that we've got, you know, the Rashford and Mason Greenwood, etc., etc. But it's just going from bad to worse, you know. And I know there's some people who may say, "Oh, chill out. Look, at least we didn't lose. We're joint top of the group. You know, nick a point against Villarreal and all of that." But you know, you can't kid me. You can't kid me as to what we really are. I'm dreading the match against City. Of course, Man United on their day can beat anyone because, like I said, we've got good individual players. Ronaldo could come through clutch on Saturday, or Sunday, whenever the game is. I think Saturday can come through clutch and pull us through, and we could jammy it and win. Of course, that can happen, but I don't see it. I really don't see it, and I worry for us going forward because this is going to continue to happen under this setup. Eric Bailly, though, for all he did wrong, sorry for the moment that he did do wrong, where he was part of conceding the goal. He saved us a lot of times. Saved us a lot of times today, and he's probably going to have to play. And it's a big injury, a big miss to not have Varane available now as well. Only just come back from injury, and now he's going to be out again. That was one of my only worries with Varane is the injuries. And now he's having a stop-start start to the season. So we'll have to see. Man United live to fight another day, luckily again, which is obviously good because we need to get out of this group. We can't have ourselves not getting out of the groups, but it's just not sustainable. It's not sustainable, and it feels like we're just round the corner from disaster, you know, and that's what it's going to be. So yeah. Smash a like on the video, guys. Subscribe if you're new, and I will see you at City. Peace.